Right, so for today's lesson we're going to actually go over some techniques that we use to actually join wire together. Now the first technique we're going to do is called the U-channel. Now what we're going to do first is we're going to get our pliers and we'll hold our wire tight in the pliers and we'll bend the wire on both ends, creating a U shape. Now once we've created a U shape, it should look something along the lines of this. Okay, nice simple U shape. Now what we use this for in the art industry is we use it to join one wire to another one. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to grip either side of the U, the left and the right side. We're going to just bend it outwards. Okay, so what we should have is a little U shape by the end of it. Okay, now we're going to get our second piece of wire. We're going to put it into the middle of the U, and what we're going to do then is we're going to get our pliers and we're going to crimp both sides of the U. Now what this does is it joins the wire on both sides of the U together to form a little crimp and stop the wire from actually coming out. Now it's still free to move up and down, but it's actually holding it in place so it can't come out. Now this could be very good for when you're trying to join two pieces of wire, and if you want to get it that small bit tighter, you just squeeze at the end to actually form a tighter bond. So this is called the U-channel. For this next technique we're going to use coiling. Coiling is where you fasten one end of a wire to another end, okay, using a coil. Now we're going to grab our wire just at the tip and we're going to coil the actual wire around the pliers, using letting the wire do the work. Okay, now when we're done, it should look something along the lines of this. Now what we're going to do then is we're going to grab our second piece of wire to go through it. The second piece of wire is threaded through the loop. Then what we want to do is we want to grab our pliers and simply squeeze and turn at the same time. Okay, now this can be hard because it's actually a loop, but when it's done you'll have a nice tight fixed bar. So this is called coiling. Okay, for the next demonstration it's called a two-wire twist. Now this is a very simple technique, okay? What we do is we get two pieces of wire, we cross them over. Now by twisting them in the opposite directions, okay, we'll see that it forms this barbed wire like structure. Now this is what farmers use for gates and fences and different things. They use the two-wire twists, where they get two wires and they twist them together. Now be very careful with this one, because if you do too little twists it'll fall apart, but if you do too many twists it'll start to warp the wire. So it's about getting the right technique on how strong you want the wire to be and how straight you want the wire to be. Okay, for our last technique we're going to use the interlock. Now the interlock is where we get two pieces of wire, okay, and we form a U shape on both of them. So we just do a nice quick U shape on this one, simple U shape. We get our second piece of wire and we form a U shape on this one. Now just separate out the two legs, and what we do is we interlock them. Okay, so when you have your two bits of wire like this, what we'd like to do then is grab one end and we'll crimp it. So with your pliers we're going to get really close and we're going to crimp down the end. Okay, we're going to go up to the next one and we're going to do the exact same thing. Now be careful with your fingers when you're doing this. Okay, we're going to look at what we have. So we have this little interlocking bits of wire. Okay. Now, if we want to separate them out a small bit and try and get this to be a small bit stronger, because you'll find that sometimes they'll separate a little bit, what we'll do is we'll go down and we'll zoom into this part, get our pliers, and we'll crimp down a small bit tighter, just on the end, and we'll do the same on the opposite end. Now, this way it'll ensure that they won't separate, and this is called the interlock.